I'm in a different chair and I don't like it.
But you're back to death.
I'm
the
alive.
funny business. It's 5p on a Tuesday.
It's 5p on the Tuesday.
It's 5p.
It's 5p on a Tuesday.
5 p.m. on a Tuesday.
Which means that we're back in the studio.
Back in the studio.
With Deaf Funny Business with Becky Briggs and...
Natasha Spencer-Levy.
That's me! My mum's dead and so's her
my dad!
Yay! Becky, I'm going to throw something at you from across the room.
What
and you
is
have to guess
going on?
what it is. Can you describe it to our audience members? What is that?
A yellow cone.
Oh my God, okay. Be a bit more expressive.
A yellow cone?
No. What else is it? What does it look like?
A
what
party hat.
Yeah. Do you know why?
Is it your birthday?
It's our anniversary!
Oh my God!
Yay!
It's actually!
Yeah! I've got another one. Hold on.
Stop it.
Yeah, it's our baby anniversary for Death and Funny Business.
Happy birthday.
Let's put on party hat.
What, we've been here a year?
I got party hats for Rebecca.
Have you organised this?
Yeah, I did this all on my own.
Oh my goodness.
Yasmin had nothing to do with it.
No, Yaz had so much to do with this.
She and I came up with
This is so cute. You've done a year about.
Okay, you have to put it on.
How do I do this?
I don't know.
Oh, it smells like fire.
Mine came off.
So mine's yellow, which is nice.
Yeah, and mine is green, which goes with my jumper. Oh, you look so nice. Mine is broken. I got one for Joe as well, but maybe we sack him off.
Oh, yeah.
Them for the beginning.
Who's this guy?
Oh, what's his name?
What's his name?
I can't fucking do it. Why am I having some kind of moment?
So this is really great content for the listeners, Tash.
Oh, yeah. Yasmin did remind me it's audio, so we are describing what we're doing.
We're describing what we're doing.
Becky and I put on party hats. Becky, put your party hat on.
I'm trying.
Stop being a dick.
Can you talk while I do it then?
Yeah. So it's Death Funny Business, and today we're having a bit of a random, weird episode. Becky's boyfriend is here, everyone. Ooh, Becky's handsome boyfriend, Joe. He's here, very tall.
Yeah.
Very much a man.
Uh-huh.
And his dad is dead, which means he's relevant.
He's relevant. We need
to
him.
our cause.
Yeah.
He's also a man, which sometimes, just occasionally,
is also needed.
Is also necessary to talk about because they also exist on this planet. And we should probably give a shit about them as well.
We should find out what their views are, right?
Happy anniversary, baby girl.
Happy anniversary. This is crazy that we've been talking about death for...
Oh, that smells good.
For a year.
I just smelled the party popper. It smells so good. It smells like bonfire.
Are you okay?
No. So I've just been really unwell for like the last week. I wasn't here last week. Sorry, guys. I'm so sorry, listeners. I apologize. I was hacking up my lungs. And then I tried to get better. And then my best friend from America came for literally 3 days. And I don't see her. I see her like once every 6 years. So I was like, great. The one time I've actually got sick is like the one time she's actually here. So we tried to do some bits. And then obviously like end up overdoing it a little bit on the end of me feeling better. And now I've given myself some kind of chest infection. But I took the day off work yesterday, and now I'm here, and I can't talk, and some of my notes are gone.
That one's gone.
Yeah, my whistles are gone. But
you're here and you're alive, and you're on the show.
I'm here and I'm alive, and the mucus is turning clear, so...
I'm sorry to hear you weren't well.
It's all right. You know, it's just when you start... Because you know when it's like when you're a teenager and when you're like a kid, it's like 3 days. Like, you know, you get all like when you were younger, it's like 3 days of like, okay. But now I'm 25. I'm like, I think it's just like, it's going to be a week every time. Do you know what I mean? And like, I can't pretend it's not happening. Like, I can't just push through and go to the pub. It's not how it works.
Can we talk about, you know, a year of this show? I'm sorry, I'm really intrigued, obviously, to hear about your health issues.
No. No, you're not.
And the smell of the party poppers.
Fuck that off, and let's talk.
What's your highlight of the year, Tash? What's been the most exciting moment, apart from being on this show with me?
I'm trying to think. What have I enjoyed the most? I really liked when we had Dr. Mary Frances O'Connor.
Oh, she was awesome.
She was very nice, and she talked to us. Oh, she's gonna be so mad at me. I'm pissing about with party
You're pissing about. Focus, mate.
I can't. I have ADHD. I actually really enjoyed the episode the week before last, because we talked about PTSD and trauma and all kinds of
Oh, we
malarkey.
did.
That was really interesting.
That was interesting.
I don't know. I've enjoyed every episode.
Can I tell you my favourite moment?
Yeah, please.
I can't remember.
Is this going to be the moment where I do something embarrassing?
No, you cry.
Oh, that one.
Yeah.
The one I cried at.
Yeah. Because
Becky's like, it was the best time as Tash burst into tears.
it was brilliant. You, it was just so...
Being vulnerable.
You were so vulnerable. You were so emotional. And
I am naturally like that. Can't help it.
And it was when we were discussing education.
Yeah, and children.
grief and children. And you
those
wish...
little camps, those little like sleepaway camps where they take the kiddies who they've lost their parents and they just have a nice time, and then they're like not they don't feel different.
Don't cry again.
So, no,
you can cry again.
It's fine. I've enjoyed loads of bits and bobs. I enjoyed seeing you every week. I really like that part of the whole situation. I like meeting new people. I've enjoyed all of the friends we've made, because we've actually made friends.
We've made friends, and I've just learned so much about the space that I didn't know. I thought I knew it all. You know, start a podcast.
You definitely, I think you still think you know it all.
Do I?
And every week you go, oh, I had no idea. And I go, I know, isn't it crazy?
I think I'm just mind blown every week.
Yeah.
Sorry, I've just seen a reflection of myself. I've got a horn on my head.
You do look like a really cute little unicorn duck.
Thank you. Thank you.
What does mine look like? Do I look cute?
You just look cute.
Okay. Well,
yeah.
Nothing
I also absolutely loved having Stuart Sanderman on the show.
Oh, Stuart's great. Stuart was great. Yes,
breath pot. The goat. Is that the right word? No.
Yeah, the goat. The greatest of all time.
Yeah.
On
breathwork.
Amber Jeffries.
Yeah.
Grief Collective. No. Yes, Grief Collective. I'm correct. Grief Club. Grief Gang.
Grief Gang. The Grief Gang.
Sorry, Grief Collective is the broader community. But yes. Oh, I know who I like the most.
Who?
Not that I like the most. I like them all the most. But Kate Pym. I want to say Pym. Kate was the lady part of the Coffin Club. Both Kates. 2 Kates. There was double Kate. And they talked to me about, she was great. We had a right odd laugh. You weren't here. And
I was struggling there.
Yeah, we were talking about, we talked about what it was like to be a celebrant. And like doing weddings and funerals, and Kate was great. Kate was funny, and I was like, "Do you want to be friends?" And she was like, "Yeah."
Oh my god, I know who was great.
Who was great?
Yaz is gonna find this for me. We were chatting about dating apps. Remember? That felt like a long time ago now.
Oh my god!
We're chatting about Tinder for widows. For the widowers.
Oh my god, that's throwback, Becky.
Nikki Wake, and there were two types of dating apps. One for the
old people,
get it on,
and then one for the
love.
Crazy.
That was a fucking brilliant idea, though, isn't it?
Good times.
So this is great. I know we've got some new listeners today.
Do we?
Because my work is supposedly listening in.
They're always supposedly listening. Becky's like, my people, my friends at work are listening.
Oh, shut up. Do you want to any new listeners? Yeah. Obviously, we've just chatted about all these episodes and guests. Tash, what do we do on this show?
What do? We talk about death, we talk about grief, we talk about life, we talk about love. Because at the end of the day, we have to break... Hold on.
Break taboos?
Conventions that have been, societal, that's the word I'm looking for, societal conventions that have been ingrained into our society, bad sentence, but we're going to go with it, and that have made everyone feel super, super shameful or uncomfortable or sad about talking about death, when at the end of the day, death is just part of life, and it would be nice if we could all talk about it in a way that felt really positive, instead of feeling like this really embarrassing, heavy, sad, annoying, like depressing thing. It's like, maybe we could just talk about it like, oh, that's a bit shit, but like, so's breaking your ankle. Yeah. But
kind of the same thing, right?
Life moves on. At the end of the day, it's just a different kind of wound.
Yeah, and we're here to, eradicate this conversation as awkward moments, right? And help kind of like teach people that if I go, my dad's died, you don't need to run the other way.
No, you don't.
You could ask what happened. You could ask, am I all right? You could laugh about it if I'm open to that.
Yeah.
There are so many different responses.
And maybe not say sorry.
Yeah.
Maybe don't go like, oh gosh, I'm really sorry.
We do have an Instagram page called Sorry for Your Loss.
Yeah, I know, but that's ironic. That's the whole point,
it is.
Rebecca.
It is
that's
ironic.
The whole point.
Yeah.
It's ironic.
Yeah.
That's
Who's in a better place now? Fuck off.
Maybe he is.
Yeah, she probably is. He's probably
sounds
alright.
nice.
He's probably in the pub somewhere.
Yeah, probably. Like reincarnated as a dog.
Why dog?
I don't know. I feel like your dad was totally going to be reincarnated into a dog.
Daddy is a dog.
Your dad was totally a puppy. Your dad, 100%. That man was a King Charles Cavalier Spaniel if ever I saw one. It's so true. Like Mark was such like a dog.
He was a bit naughty, a bit cheeky.
He was such a dog.
Oh my God, Tash.
Sorry,
you flirting with my dead dad?
Maybe. I always had a crush on Mark. No, I'm kidding. I didn't. That's weird. Sorry, Mark.
Yeah, he's around here somewhere.
Yeah, I know. He's haunting the office. Imagine. I wonder if anyone sees him around.
So I've got, someone I kind of love.
Ew, gross.
I know.
She's
so gross. I kind of forced him to come on the show because we chat so much about death.
And your beginning is kind of death informed.
It is. And so if you want to hear more, stick around. He's about to join.
We're going to get all the gossip. We're going to grill this man.
Yeah, let's do it.
Make him feel like shit. No, I'm kidding. Sorry,
Jesus.
Joe. I'm just kidding.
Okay, well...
Becky, you look so funny in that hat. I just got ugly.
I'm going to fade her out, but we're going to see you after the break.
I'm going to keep talking.
Hey, baby.
Oh my God, that's so gross. Don't do that. I'm right here. Ew. Straight love in the room. I can't do it.
We're joined in the studio with...
What's his name?
Joseph Langstaff.
That's the one.
Nice.
Hey, baby.
Oh my God.
Writer.
Yeah.
Writer.
And grief.
Yeah. Griever. Yeah,
Griever.
That's
Becky's current boyfriend, depending on how this goes.
I just got nervous.
Did you?
Yeah, I don't know. It just feels
I just thought this would be really fun to have you on.
Yeah, we've been talking about it for a while, to have on the dead dad boyfriend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Silence.
Yeah.
Joe, shall I lead
I was just saying. Sorry. Yes, I was just saying it's so crazy that you are real, Tash, for one.
Yes,
and not just
I am
voice
not.
in my ear,
Yeah, and I'm not just a figment of Becky's imagination.
There you go.
She doesn't. Joe did not believe I existed until we sat down in this room and was like, oh, she actually is a physical human being. I do look like a woodland, like gnome or something. Like, how tall are you?
I am 6'4".
Jesus fucking Christ. And guys, I'm 5 foot tall. So being in a room with this man, it does feel like I've become a hobbit to an extreme. Being in a room with you is uncomfortable enough.
Thank you.
I'm
like
pointing at
Monsters,
Rebecca. Yes, it literally is. I am Mike Wazowski.
Do you know what you also have in common?
Dead parents?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And it always comes back to that. And before we sort of dive into how Joe and I trauma bonded.
Became.
Oh, yeah.
Ugh.
In quotation marks.
I don't like that, what I just said.
Joe, tell us.
About
your dad.
About my dad.
Yeah.
Who was your dad?
Who was Jez? Jez was...
also a very handsome man.
He was.
I bet.
He was very handsome. He was very charming as well, which is something that he has not necessarily passed on to me. But he had a battle, which is a terrible word to use. He used a fight. Do you say fight with cancer anymore?
No, you can say
whatever
battle
you
with
want.
cancer.
I've been listening to the show too much, so I think it's
fine.
now wrong to say that. But
You could call it a grapple.
A grapple, I like that.
Yeah.
A dance with cancer.
Dance,
he had 3 years of prostate cancer, and he died
Delicious.
when I was 18.
Which is crazy because guess what, guys? That's the year that Becky's dad died. When she was 18. How weird, spooky. Now, here's the real question. Obviously, we want to know more about Jess, but did you guys know when you first started dating? Because where did you meet?
So we met in a pub outside London Bridge, I think.
Wait, okay, hold on. So this isn't even like a Hinge situation. You guys met organically.
No, we didn't meet. Or was it organically?
I thought
Are we going with that story?
Me from a burning
yes,
building.
no, Becky pulled me out of a burning building. That's the
Oh,
story we...
Yeah,
yes,
she's strong like that.
Otherwise known as Hinge.
Yeah.
Okay, it was Hinge.
And it's a
Thank
really
God.
funny story.
It is. Well, I think it's funny for you, probably a bit shameless for me.
Do tell.
Where I go with my grief journey is that it's probably something I've started realising more and more, maybe because I've been listening to this show. But I'm quite a guilty griever, I think. But one thing that I remember being 18 and thing about 18-year-old boys is that they're incredibly self-centered.
Yeah.
And probably quite void of a lot of empathy. And I think I used my father's death to become incredibly interesting as a human being. And because I finally had a backstory. And it's a terrible backstory, and this is really shameless. And I was saying this to Becky, I think on our second date.
No, our first date.
This is amazing.
Was it our first date? That for a brief period of time, or a long period of time, I would use that line, you know, people ask me, so what's your story with, you know,
second date.
What do you do?
Right, yeah.
And I say, eventually lead on to, what did your dad do? What did your mum do? And so my dad actually died when I was 18.
And you'd look like
and
that face. Like he just did these I'm talking like Flynn Rider Smolder for those who've watched Tangled. Looked up like this, like eyebrows, you know, inverted, like very much like, yeah, my dad died.
Yeah,
and Becky
absolutely.
went, cool, and what?
Oh no, I didn't.
No, this is what's terrible.
Did you listen?
This technique that was so successful.
She's giggling like a villain.
Because it's really bad, because I've got a necklace as well with my dad's fingerprint on it, and it's just I am
really
the worst
sweet.
person in the world for doing this.
You really went for it.
For loving my own story. And at some point in the conversation when Becky was pretending to be interested in this, she went, you know, actually, I have a dead dad too. And my entire, so I suddenly fell out, and I was like, oh shit, how do I do this? And this was the first time I realised that I'd thought about dating someone who had also lost a parent, but I think also anyone. And it's a topic that we've spoken about a lot, where I think at that age, you don't know lots of people who have lost someone, necessarily, depending on where you're from, your life circumstances, whatever. And it was quite disarming, I think, definitely on our first date. So not only be talking with someone who'd gone through the exact same thing as me, but actually someone who knows probably more about it, because they've done a hell of a lot more work on it than I have. And that's kind of what we've been talking about. So basically this show doesn't stop outside this show, it just continues.
Yeah. That's also what I've heard about your relationship, which is like, when we get home, we just keep talking about it.
Yeah, but I'm interested. Do you think that we do talk about death a lot, and do you think that has impacted our relationship?
Oh, that's a good question.
I mean, do you think we trauma bond? Do you think I think that's one thing we managed to, we put in guardrails for a while. We were very mature. We put in, sorry, I'm very mature. We put in a lot of work, I think, to kind of, but you know, you made me feel like I could talk about Jez a lot more than I usually would. And I think going back to the young boy thing, at school and after school with my mates, I think there was this real, actually, you know, toughen up kind of attitude. Not that they were imposing on me, but I was imposing on myself. Yeah. And it was probably 2 months, 3 months in, and people were saying, how are you doing? I'm like, yeah, fine. Absolutely. Just leave me alone. It's all good. Yeah. You know, just make a joke, whatever it was. And the problem with that strategy is that after a while, people stop asking how you are. So I think 19 was a really hard year for me, because I just wasn't talking about it at all, and people had stopped asking, and I suddenly felt kind of like, well, there's this person in my life who really loved, although I was a bit of a dick towards the end of his life, and actually that's difficult for me to now kind of compartmentalize, think about, and talk to people. So couldn't talk to my mum about it, couldn't talk to really anyone, and even every relationship that followed. So which is why this is, I think, quite a healthy relationship for me to be in.
Stop, because I'm going to cry, because it's so fucking cute.
She did tell me to be funny, and I don't think I've done that yet. So
no, you don't have to be funny.
I didn't say that.
You're all good. You're all good, babe. Like, that happens all organically. Like, being funny is just, don't think about me, because I'm just like a very unique unicorn in this situation. Like, you shouldn't, being funny is just...
I have control over your fader, Tash.
Okay, wow.
Joe, tell us
Wait, can I ask a question?
Okay, you fine, you do that. I just want to know about Jez.
Exactly what I was going to say.
Okay.
It was like, I was wondering if you could give us the story. Like, you know how you said, like, you would tell the story probably to girls.
Oh,
like,
Jesus.
How would you do it? Like, when you started with Becky, like, did you kind of go like, my dad died, and it was really hard.
Nailed the voice.
I've really found it like a very, it's a really big journey for me, and all of this. But like, do you do like, were there steps involved? And also, here's another question for you: do you think telling that story over and over again, and it becoming in itself a story that you kind of I want to say idolized, but that's not the word I'm looking for, almost like made law, Did it feel real when you were telling it at these like first dates and meeting friends for the first time?
That's really interesting that you said that, because I think every time I tell that story, and not necessarily, by the way, to get laid. This isn't the whole.
No.
This is just to say.
That's why I said friends as well.
I think I invented slightly different versions of my dad every time, where he'd become.
Interesting.
He'd be, he was a scuba diver actually, and he did drive a motorbike. But then at some point, I converged that into the plot of a Fast and Furious movie.
Right. This
and
is
suddenly he's literally, Vin Diesel. He's whoever.
like
He's like, I can never live up to this man. I think one day I might be half what the man he was, and then cue the crying.
And girls are crying.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, people are crying.
And just that kind of thing. But I guess I can't really recite how it happened. I think you just let me speak for 5 minutes.
That's so interesting, because you know what she doesn't do with me? She doesn't let me get a word in fucking edgeways.
Right. We all know that's not true.
No, that isn't true.
No, I think I was just actually quite taken back, because I'd not been on a date with someone who'd also had a dead parent.
And
or
you thought you were about to do that, and
I was about to
do
do
the
it.
Uno reverse card, and you went, "Whoa, that's my line."
But what's funny is that when I've done it on dates,
it goes down like a lead balloon. Yeah, me too.
It's like,
me too.
It's not got
Where's
me laid.
my one? This is what this is what I was talking about. I don't get to do this. When I do it, they all go, "Oh,"
and run away,
and they run away. And they go, "Oh gosh." Although I haven't been doing it recently, which I'm really proud of. Anyway, let's go back to Jez. Let's talk about this man. You were saying that you kind of created this, idolized version.
Put him on a pedestal.
Yeah, absolutely. And
but at the end of the day, he's your dad, and let's talk about
Yeah.
losing him and what that was like for you, man.
So I think, I am an only child, which means I am a horrible human being. But I think for me, my dad was, for most of my life, my best mate, because people didn't like me and he did, and he took me to all of my sport games, everything in my life. He was very helicopter dad, but kind of funny. So he's a real pleasure to be around. My mates preferred him, which was always something, source of jealousy. Annoying. And losing him was tough in the first 2, maybe year. And I think your dad died of was in a relatively short time frame, right?
6 weeks.
Yeah.
I thought it was 6 months.
Mate.
6 weeks. Jesus fucking Christ.
No time at all.
Shit,
mate.
They do that, don't they? They pop off. They're like, "Oh, I'm just a bit
I've had
poorly,"
enough.
and then they're 3 weeks later, they're dead. And you're like, "Well, what
And
are we
they're
gonna
gone.
do there?" Anyway, sorry.
But I remember, sorry, it's just come back to me now when you were telling me about your dad dying, that it was quite similar. Your dad and I were similar? Don't think that's true. Your dad and my dad were really similar. They were both cool. Our friends loved sense of humour wise, and both died in 2018. And we both had they were our best friend.
Do you think they knew each other?
Are you guys the same age?
We think that they might have known each other.
Orchestrated
Wait,
this
how? How? What's the connection? You just have a feeling.
No, I'm joking, by the way.
But they might have crossed paths. You never know.
I just think,
Yeah, no, I think sense of humour's definitely similar from the stuff. I mean, my dad was this person that could say anything he wanted and get away with it.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, that's Mark.
Which is which was frustrating, because I still can't emulate that. And there's, maybe it's the sign of the times,
Joe,
whatever.
You
but
don't have to.
No, I don't.
Because you're your own person.
This is what we're figuring out.
Yeah,
I don't need to be my dad.
No, you don't.
Just need to be Joe.
Just need to be Joe. Just needs to be a regular Joe.
And that was how I finished my liner to Becky.
That's what it was. You went, I just need to be Joe.
I've just found myself.
And she went, cool, yeah, my dad's dead too. That's a really boring story, actually. Anyway, do you get another tequila?
Yeah, we got pretty pissed.
Fascinating. So then from my perspective, this is what I hear, is that Becky meets this boy, and all of a sudden I hear a lot less from her, and no, I'm kidding, I'm kidding. And no, but from my perspective, you suddenly very much were like, oh no, this is crazy. We have the same existence.
Yeah.
And I wonder how that has shaped your relationship. Obviously, we've talked about you guys not being trauma bonded.
I think we are very good at communicating.
Yeah.
And that's taken time to
grow.
Yeah.
Adjust. I don't know. We have struggled. We're going to be honest. We have struggled with our both grieving and both going through difficult situations. Obviously recently, you can talk about it if you want, you've recently had another loss, and that like end of last year, which was really difficult for you and your family, and I think that's obviously going to affect our relationship. And you got the honeymoon phase and all that stuff, and how do you navigate a new relationship and trauma? And I think that that's actually quite a unique situation that not a lot of couples
I think it's a unique shared situation. I think often I feel like in relationships there's often one person that has a little bit more hashtag, bunny is drama or like baggage. Do you know what I mean? Baggage. It's like, well, she's the one with the dead mother.
And so normally that's me. I'm normally baggage.
And then you do meet people who are like, and it's like, nah, mate, I got the same as you.
Yeah.
And then do you feel like, interesting question, here's a question for the both of you. Do you feel like in past relationships you've ever been competitive about your grief and your struggle?
Yes.
Yeah. 100%. I knew he was going to say that. And do you feel like now, because there isn't a competitiveness, that you have to be more emotional and open about shit?
Which sucks.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? You have to talk about it now.
I know.
Is that really hard?
I've definitely been, and we've spoken about this, quite, how can your life experience compare to my life experience? Because I've lost, with the eyebrows again, Tash, thank you. And when I think with you, when there are those moments, those sporadic moments where you do suddenly break down, you do feel, I really get that, because it's not, grief wasn't, for me, it definitely wasn't something I processed in the first 2, 3, even 5 years. And every now and then, what's really weird is I sometimes I went in to see my dad's body, which has become this kind of centerpiece for this image for my dad's death. Is just, I remember seeing his cold cadaver in front of me, and I remember going out, walking, going, yep, everything's in order there, good, on his way, that will be the next 5 years of my life disturbed. And I think that hits me for no reason at some points of the year without a stimulus. Something doesn't need to have happened in my life for me to go, shit, that was really fucked up. And it will just get me. And you have the same thing. Something could set you off, and it doesn't need to be Mark related, but you will just go, actually, today's just too tough. And I think the word is, with the communication that we've had to do, it's become more of a kind of partnership, I think, in that way, which has been nice, because it's certainly not something I can get from my mum.
Do you want to talk about that?
Let's talk.
Oh, actually, I didn't mean to throw shade.
No,
okay.
no, it's not about shade. This is not about throwing shade.
I throw shade at Dominic all the time. Little shit.
This is all about family dynamics.
It is,
and how they change.
And at the end of the day, it's really hard. The way that my dad dealt with he suddenly was alone with 2 children under the age of 8, two girls under the age of 8, and his reaction was hella crazy. And even to this day, the man does not remember what was going on. And if you tell him, you go, you did this, and he goes, no, I didn't. And I go, yes, you did. I know you've compartmentalized it, but I remember cooking dinner every night for about 5 years. That's why I'm very tired now. Funny that. Like, I remember being 7, and bear in mind, Joe, I used to be smaller than this. I used to be under 5'2". Under 5 foot. I'm not 5'2". Wish. And your parents' reactions is really, really hard. And I think that, it's just a combination of factors that end up being a lot more difficult to deal with. And also, I would say to the both of you, your grief is still really, really early. Like, I think there's this, like, I think even when we first started this podcast, you were like, but me and Tash are so similar. We're both like, we've spoken a long time. And I remember looking at Becky and being like, babe.
Oh yeah, I thought I was fine.
You were like, it's been like, what, seven?
Yeah, well, I don't know, 2018, you do the math.
I can't do the math. 7 years, I'm going to call it 7. I can't do the math. And I was like, no, babe, like, you've got a lot.
Yeah, there's lots to do. Yeah. Joe, what do you do? What are your tools? We don't really talk about that.
Tools.
Yeah. How do you sort of navigate grief now.
Because she
7
breathes,
years
don't
on.
you?
I did yoga last night.
Well done for you.
I mean, probably the same way. I think comedy, really. I mean, not that I'm funny, but just you know, thinking about things that Dad did that were really funny. Or you know, I'm from quite a big Irish Catholic contingent, which is funny because I sound like everything they've been fighting for the last 800 years.
That's a funny joke, Joe. That's a good one.
And I think there's a real thing called there's a real gallows humour that they use, and Dad was really you know, I think about those moments, the things that he did that made me laugh. I mean, that's what you try and remember. What's really weird is that the further away I get from Dad's death, the better he becomes in my mind.
That's really nice.
And to bring in Mum again, the reason why maybe it's because Mum is the one that reminds me, you know, your father wasn't a saint. You know, this is what to what you were just saying.
Tricky.
You know, and actually I do find myself, I do need to remember that. My mum took up a lot of the slack afterwards, and we never really had a hugely, you know, I guess I was a real daddy's boy. Indeed. And it was tough then migrating over to Mum. Not that I've done that successfully yet. I mean, she prefers you, so it's...
Well, that's nice, isn't it, Becky?
It's nice to be accepted.
In with the mums.
It's nice to be accepted.
She is a nice girl. She's a very nice girl. Comes packaged like, lovely. Like, look at her. She's all pretty. I'm not jealous at all.
Really
Interesting. Do you feel like I was... not that we care about boys, but I think it's interesting to get a male perspective on here because we often don't talk to...
and we do care about boys.
I was joking. They know we care about them. I'm just bitter because I don't have a boyfriend. That's literally it. I'm just one of those feminists that suck. Like, literally. And when I get a girlfriend, I'll also be like, men. But if I had a boyfriend, I'd be like, men. Ew.
Okay.
But love them all. We love them. Anyway, let's talk about being a man or being a young boy. And obviously Becky's a girl. We're very much encouraged as women to often express our emotions in a different way. Like, obviously we're also told that we're hysterical and emotional, but we also kind of have the access to do such. And I think with boys, like you were saying, it's very much like suck it up, move on.
And anger.
Anger's the key. I think anger's the real.
Let's talk about that.
I mean, anger and guilt. I think those are the two.
Go on.
Let's talk about how that manifested.
I was really crap to my dad when I saw this person who was going through, you know, chemo, all these other drugs that he was going on. He became very. I had to leave home actually because it was too difficult for us. Me angry for my own hormonal reasons, and his anger because he was being chemically castrated. Were quite, you know, two different forces in the house that was just, it wasn't going to work.
What were you angry about?
And that's going to make me sound really bad, and probably reflects on the fact that I was a teenage boy. But the fact I was watching this man who could do all of these things, you know, my action man, the person that could, it was incredibly tough, but also very charming, as I've just said, kind of turn into something fundamentally, I guess, weak and something that I really did not respect. And there were all of these things that he couldn't do. And, for a long time, that was okay. I guess by the end of it, it was when he was just crying all the time. You know, you want to give this guy a hero's death, but it was a pretty shit last year, understandably so. And I think if he had the choice, he might not have chosen to have that last year, which says a lot about, you know, palliative care, all kinds of things. But that anger had to go somewhere, and that went into all sorts of other places. And the one thing it didn't do was, I mean, this is about young boys. I didn't have that bubble of it's okay to talk about this. I couldn't sit down. Actually, I met a mate at school recently who, not at school, sorry, an old schoolmate who came to see me. He said, I never really realised what it was you were going through. And he actually pointed out the fact that it's so weird. You just don't think to ask the questions that you think to ask now when you're in your mid-20s. And that's really interesting. And I don't know why that is. I can't sit here and tell you from an academic's perspective what changes in men between that period of time. But yeah, definitely no support around you to kind of, and you just have to go on that lad's trip to Iron Napa or whatever it is when you're 18 or whatever it is, go backpacking something, but you can't.
An outlet.
You need an outlet, and it's never, how are you feeling?
What was your outlet?
The lad's trip to Iron Napa.
Huh? Well, I think that was a.
One of them.
Yeah, there's.
He doesn't want to say it.
No,
he doesn't want to tell you.
There's lots of. All the standard shenanigans you get up to.
Of course. We do.
No, but that's
we have shenanigans.
That's what I mean. It's really important to note that that's also okay. I think that's just a rite of passage when it comes to grief.
We've done some crazy shit. I mean, girls do some absolute banana shit in the effort to make themselves feel better. Just saying.
Very smart.
We all shut up. Very smart. Yeah. Well, some of us are alone. Okay. No, I would read Very Smart no matter what. Never. Very, very interesting. Do you feel like you guys grieve the same way? Do we have to go to a break? You were about to say I.
No. I want to know. Joe, do we grieve the same way?
I don't think we do. No.
Okay, you tell me how I grieve, and I'll tell you how
great.
you grieve.
Yeah.
Loudly.
Yeah,
I think you're quite inexpressive. I think you get it all out. You do. You get it all out. Whereas mine comes in kind of a.
Wait, no, you can't.
Oh, what?
That's
oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, sorry. This is
loudly.
Very,
loudly, Joe. Loudly, Joe.
I definitely do. Kind of. I don't scream.
No.
He doesn't sound convinced. Does she raise her voice? Does she get a bit stompy? I can see there being a bit of like flailing arms sometimes.
What are you trying to do here, Tash?
Start a fight? No, I'm kidding.
Content.
Go on, tell him what he grieves like.
I would say yours is still anger.
Oh, brilliant.
Fascinating.
But we're past that. All right, then.
No, I think yours is definitely still anger, and yours is. But you're quite quick at coming to realise that I wasn't actually angry at the situation or angry at you about this. I was just having a moment. But you're also very reflective. You're really,
nice.
I feel in a good way. You really do actually take time to think about what's upsetting you.
That's a lovely
and
compliment.
how things are making you feel and how they're impacting me or your friends and your family. I do think you spend a lot of time, perhaps that's because you are an only child, but you do spend a lot of time thinking about your feelings.
Probably.
And you do have meditation music as well that you play.
Oh.
I went on your Spotify the other day.
Oh, for God's sake.
And it was all like, it was like day list, and it was like water
sounds.
or like sleep sounds.
That's cool.
Soundscapes.
We all do that.
Yeah.
Does that help calm you
down?
down?
I'm ashamed of
sorry.
anything. Sorry, this is you went on my Spotify. Sorry.
Get off his Spotify. That's very
Naughty.
yeah. He could be listening to Very Smart.
I could be. Yeah. We'll talk after this.
Joe.
Yes.
Really, really quickly, based on what you know about Tash and how many times you've listened,
Right.
and me, can you design our funeral? In like two.
Both of your funerals.
My funeral.
What you think mine would look like and what you think Tasha's would look like.
Oh my God, that's hard. How long do I have?
30 seconds.
Yours is pink. Yours is definitely, you like pink. You do like pink. Yours is,
You
I
do
should
like
know all
pink.
the songs, shouldn't I? This is
Pink
really
and
hard to do
white.
on the spot.
I know.
Tash. Theatrical. I'm picturing a
Ding,
choir.
ding,
I'm
ding,
picturing a choir.
Ding ding, all my friends. They're just standing there like.
That's really good.
525,600 minutes.
Yeah, and she died.
And she died.
Joe, what's yours? How do you
want to go out?
How do you want to go?
Oh, I think there's. How long do I have now? 15 seconds.
You're fine. Don't stress.
There's a Monty Python, which is exactly what my dad used to say, where I think Graham Chapman died and John Cleese got up, one of his best mates, and he said, "You said good riddance, the freeloading bastard," and then sat down. I think that's kind of what I like. This is the type of humour that I'm quite. You don't
That's
get
all right. It's all right, Becky. It's a bit of a specific. It's a niche reference.
It's niche.
I think
So
not-
I wouldn't
not
laugh
a
at your
fuss.
funeral.
I think not. I'm less keen on the funeral. I'm more keen on the kind
Party.
of the party afterwards.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Good
yeah.
food, good
Absolutely.
booze.
Oh yeah,
Good people.
They're more fun than weddings nowadays. Honestly.
Oh, they really are.
Yeah.
Welcome back to Death the Funny Business, joined by my rather handsome boyfriend, Joe. Joe, so what was it about my dead dad that made you attracted to me?
Oh.
We're starting on the games.
The games.
Honey,
That's not a trick question.
game.
That's serious.
That's really hard.
Were you like, her dad's yummy.
And this is bad because this isn't true. But this isn't a homogenous idea. But I think that when you have lost someone, and especially someone that close to you, I think maybe it grants you a level of, not necessarily, I don't want to call it maturity, but it's something, right? Which, hang on, what am I saying? You're looking at each other. This is really scary when you're looking at each other like that. Am I saying the right thing or the wrong thing?
Yeah, you're saying such a good. Stop thinking about it.
I think
Just say what's in your
it lends
brain.
something. It lends you a dimension, and it's not that it's interesting, but it's that, especially if you've gone through the same thing, you can talk about the world in maybe a different way to other people can, and maybe there's a finite nature to things that you think about. Maybe you think about your future more because you've lost someone. that's something that I think we do quite a lot, more than if we talk about something quite a lot. I think it's the future. We're always talking about where we are in our current stage.
Nothing to do with the fact that you're looking for a father figure and I'm looking for a father figure.
That's weird. I didn't even. Wow. Did you just come up with that?
Daddy
both
issues.
looking for daddies.
Both
It's a
looking
bit
for
of a
daddies.
Freudian slip. You were like, ooh, she understands my trauma. Ooh, he understands my trauma. Let's get it on.
Why not?
Oh, baby.
So yeah, I think that's probably fair.
He
in
gave
a
us
way.
a very, very, very sweet answer.
That was a really lovely answer.
That was a
Thank
really
you, Joe.
nice answer.
But I think you're right, because when in that year 19, I and this isn't necessarily my grief, but I lost someone, someone who stepped in, who I had known all my life, great family friend. His name was James, and he stepped in, and he was going to quit his job, and he was going to start studying at psychology, and I was going to be his kind of, I don't know what you call it, mentee, someone that you bring in for university case studies or whatever. And that was going to be kind of what we worked on for the next year. And I was really pleased because this guy was one of the most emphatic, really clever people I've met. And he was just, the way he held the room, it was, so I was definitely seeing a lot of daddy potential in this man. That means something different when I say it.
That's fine.
But I was seeing a lot of, and then what's really crazy is that we went for a pint and he was wobbling. And
What?
I thought, I've seen this before. My uncle's got MS, so he's got MS. And we went to go see a film, his family and my family. And a day later, he was in a coma, and it was announced that he had a glioblastoma, a brain tumor, and he died in 3 months and never actually spoke again.
Jesus
the problem with that,
Christ.
the problem with that story is that makes it about me, which it very much wasn't. It was about one of my very close family friends. It was her dad, and it was awful for them. But I think that's what really.
Lot. They've lost a family friend. Then you've lost a family friend. You've lost a dad. You've lost another father figure. That's fucking heavy, man.
Well, yeah, but and this. I was looking for this person, and then kind of got ripped away quite quickly, and I think that brought home all of this stuff about dad. Then I started going, oh shit, this is really, and everything came out. I think so. Year 19 was probably the worst year on record for me, because it was this dual griefing that hit home. Yeah, sorry guys.
And then you found me.
And then I felt
And then Becky brought some solace in the sense she was like, you're not that interesting. I've heard this all before. I've walked the walk.
I walked the walk. We're going to play a game.
I did a little spin. That was my little spin. I'm playing a game. Welcome
it
to...
says hosted by Tash.
That's me,
Yeah.
you fucking moron.
Yeah,
Why are you speaking then? That's what I'm doing. That's what I was doing. I was introing. I was about to say it.
You thought you were
We
playing
don't have time for this, okay? Listen up. We're playing a game. Welcome to Tash's Mr. and Mrs. Death Edition. Okay, we're gonna do some quick fire questions about you guys, and because we are audio, we must be quite vocal about who's the best. So instead of pointing at each other, you're gonna say. So my first question is, and this is just quick. Okay, you guys are both going to say the name you think is more likely to, whatever. Who's got more daddy issues?
Becky.
Me.
Who's more like... That's a Becky. Becky wins that one. Who's more likely to use their grief to win an argument?
Joe.
Yeah, probably me.
Oh, okay, Jesus. Who's most likely to use I lost my dad to get out of things they don't want to do? Events, etc.
Becky.
Yeah. It has happened.
I think that is true, actually. Who's had the most therapy?
Becky.
Becky, yeah. Who's more likely to spot little things like lights flickering or butterflies or little feathers and see them as signs of their dad?
Absolutely,
Becky. I mean...
Who talks about their grief the most?
Oh.
That's actually an interesting
That
question.
is hard. We should really start planning it, shouldn't we? Like 1 week on, 1 week off.
Oh,
My week, your week.
that's
Yeah.
a really good
Yeah.
idea.
You
Week A,
can't be
week B.
I can't be
this
sad
week.
on
You
that
can't be
week.
sad, yeah.
Ow,
Who are we saying?
I don't know.
You think it's a draw? Should we say it's a draw?
Can we say it's a draw?
Yeah. You both say each other.
I think I've always got an issue. Like, I've always got an issue that always relates back to grief.
Interesting. Okay.
What's your take?
Yeah, if you work really hard, some of them can relate back to grief.
If you do a lot, because then so-and-so said this and this.
The washing machine's broken. Oh, just too much.
My dad.
I've done that so many times.
I just wish I could call my dad because he would know what to do.
100%.
Oh, actually, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh,
so yeah, you've got a valid, because my dad was
enough.
terrible at DIY. He had tools, but he just never used them.
That's
he
what
polished
men
them.
do. And then who's more fucked up because of their dad?
Oh my God.
Who's more traumatized? This is a silly question, but do you know what I mean?
Fucked up. I constantly say I'm fucked up.
Well, you've done a lot of work though, and I think I'm quite late onto the kind of the internal work game.
I don't say you're fucked up.
But
So
is it
Becky.
fucked up, or is it like, well, it's a spectrum of fucked up?
Yeah,
like everyone's on the spectrum.
Everyone's on the
Who's
spectrum.
more
of fucked
on
up.
who's further
Yeah,
on
that's
the
why I
fucked up
said
spectrum?
who's more fucked
Fucked
up.
up. I would say
Becky.
I'm probably more fucked up.
I'm going to say me.
Wow.
I think
okay.
I am. Yeah.
A
That's
draw.
nice.
Yeah.
Right, who won? Becky lost. Becky, well, I don't
What
know
does
if
that
you
mean
win.
for me then?
No one wins anything. You know what? Both of you are messed up. Well done.
Thank you.
Thank you, Joe,
Tash.
so much for coming on the podcast.
Yeah, thank
Oh,
you.
of course.
It's been-
Happy birthday.
Thank you. Happy birthday to us.
Yes.
Are there more party poppers?
No,
No.
that's it. We made a mess, and Yasmin's going to be upset about it.
Oh no. No, but
Joe, do you have any final thoughts for us? Do you have any thoughts for maybe young men grieving or people getting into relationships with people who also have grief? What would be your final thoughts for this?
Well, I think the
day?
first thing that comes to mind and first port of call would be to listen to this podcast. I think absolutely.
nice.
You know. I mean, actually, you made a very good point. It's something that I wish I'd had when I was 18. I think there's a lot of.
yeah, fair.
It's really cool to listen to young people talk
young.
about. You're still young.
Yappa,
You are
yappa.
still young. Yap about
Yappa,
grief
yappa.
and invite loads of interesting people on. But yeah, that's going to be my. That's going to be my takeaway.
What a pleasure.
Thanks,
what a
Joe.
pleasure. And there I was nervous of this very, very tall person coming into our midst and freaking me out because he's ridiculously tall and I'm ridiculously short. But actually it wasn't as scary as, I just have a new respect for tall people.
Oh,
That's what I'm taking away.
that's really nice.
They're just like us, Becky.
And they're more likely to die younger,
Oh, good.
aren't they?
That's true.
Well, I'm more likely to go to hell because I'm closer to the ground. And did you guys know that my name spelled backwards is Satan?
I thought you told me this recently.
It's so good. Love it. Don't trust a girl called Natasha.
No, don't trust you. I don't know what you're on today, but no, it's been a great show. We are back next Tuesday.
Yep.
On Death of Funny Business
At 5 p.m. And we love you guys so much.
Yeah.
Becky, any final words?
Thanks so much to my
Beautiful.
Joe for joining
Average
and
Joe.
sharing your stories. No,
Hey,
seriously, it's
lovely.
been pretty cool.
Yeah, thanks,
And
Joe.
just so you know, it worked. Whatever you did, it worked. So
God bless.
bye, everyone. Bye.